Stop. Before you pour another glass of milk for your kids, you need to hear this. That white liquid you trust every single morning, the one with the smiling farm animals and Australian flags all over the carton, might be the biggest scam in your shopping trolley. In the last 2 years, we've seen contamination scandals that hospitalized children, secret ingredient swaps that turned fresh milk into reconstituted powder, and corporate cover-ups that would make your stomach turn. Today, I'm exposing 7 milk brands sitting in Coles and Woolworths right now, brands you probably bought this week that are lying to your face. Number 4 will genuinely shock you. Let's begin. Number 1, Pura. Let's start with Australia's most popular milk brand, Pura. Those blue and white cartons are everywhere. In your local cafe, in every supermarket fridge, in service stations from Sydney to Perth. It feels Australian. It feels safe. It feels like what you grew up drinking. Here's the truth there, hiding. Pura is owned by Lactalis, a French multinational corporation that controls dairy production across 83 countries. And in 2018, Lactalis was caught in one of the most horrifying food safety disasters in modern history. Their factories in France were contaminated with salmonella. 38 infants were hospitalized, babies. The contamination wasn't new either. French investigators discovered Lactalis had known about salmonella in their facilities since 2005. For 13 years, they continued production. 13 years of knowingly risking children's lives because stopping production would hurt their profit margins. 12 million units of baby formula were recalled globally. Criminal charges were filed. The company paid massive fines. But here's what should terrify you. That same corporate culture, that same management philosophy that chose profits over children's safety, that's the company that owns the milk you're drinking right now. Now, the salmonella contamination was in their formula production, not their liquid milk. But ask yourself this, if management knew about contamination for over a decade and did nothing, what else are they willing to hide? Let's talk about what's actually inside your Pura carton today. Independent laboratory testing reveals Pura uses aggressive ultra-pasteurization. They're heating milk to extreme temperatures. Yes, it kills bacteria, but it also destroys the natural enzymes and vitamins your body needs. That slightly sweet, almost caramelized taste you notice, that's not natural. That's lactose breaking down from excessive heat damage. You're drinking cooked milk, not fresh milk. The nutritional profile has been compromised. The natural digestive enzymes are gone. And you're paying premium prices for it. $4.50 for 2 liters of nutritionally degraded liquid. This is the brand sitting in more Australian fridges than any other. And it's owned by a company with a documented history of choosing profit over safety. Number 2, Coles brand full cream milk. Walk into any Coles. The house brand milk is everywhere. $2 for 2 liters. It's cheap, it's convenient, and that label shows happy cows grazing on green pastures with a little Australian flag in the corner. Looks trustworthy, right? Here's what Coles doesn't advertise. Their house brand milk isn't produced by one company with consistent quality standards. It's produced under contract by multiple processors depending on which state you're in. In New South Wales, it might be Norco. In Victoria, possibly Fonterra or Lion Dairy. In Queensland, someone completely different. This fragmented supply chain means you're not buying the same milk in Brisbane that you're buying in Melbourne. You're buying whatever processor gave Coles the cheapest quote that month. There's no consistency, no quality guarantee, just whoever bids lowest. Now let's do the mathematics. Dairy farmers receive approximately 40 to 45 cents per liter at farm gate. For 2 liters, that's 80 to 90 cents. Then add processing costs, packaging, transportation, refrigeration, and retailer margins. By the time you account for every cost in the supply chain, selling milk for $1 per liter means someone is getting absolutely crushed. And it's never the supermarket, it's always the farmers. When farmers are squeezed this hard, quality suffers. Cows get pushed beyond their limits. Feed quality drops. Milk testing becomes bare minimum to pass legal requirements. The result is milk that meets regulations but delivers the absolute lowest acceptable quality. Independent nutritional analysis of Coles brand milk shows protein levels at the bottom end of acceptable ranges. Fat content varies wildly between batches. Vitamin levels are degraded from overprocessing. This isn't craft dairy. This is industrial commodity production where milk has been treated as bulk liquid, not as food. It's been ultra-pasteurized, sometimes ultra-filtered, stripped of anything that might reduce shelf life, then sold to you as fresh. You're paying $2 for milk that's fresh in name only. The cows might be Australian, but the quality certainly isn't. Number 3, Woolworths home brand. If Coles is problematic, Woolworths is genuinely worse. As Australia's largest supermarket chain, controlling nearly 40% of all grocery sales, their buying power is so enormous they can dictate terms to virtually every supplier in the country, and they use that power ruthlessly. Woolworths home brand milk follows the exact same model as Coles. Multiple processors, regional variation, contracts awarded to whoever submits the lowest bid. But Woolworths takes it further. Their price wars with Coles have driven milk prices so catastrophically low that dairy farmers are abandoning the industry entirely. Between 2015 and 2023, Australia lost over 1,400 dairy farms. That's nearly 20% of our entire dairy industry gone. The single biggest driver? Supermarket price pressure. When Woolworths and Coles compete to see who can sell milk cheaper, farmers pay the ultimate price. The milk you're buying at Woolworths for $1 per liter physically cannot be produced sustainably at that price point. It's impossible to maintain proper animal welfare standards, environmental responsibility, and genuine quality control when the entire supply chain is being crushed to hit that price. But here's where it gets truly deceptive. Woolworths owns their own dairy processing facilities through their partnership with Lion Dairy. They control both the retail price and the processing costs. They're negotiating with farmers who can't refuse because Woolworths is often the only major buyer in regional areas. It's a vertical monopoly disguised as competitive pricing. Testing of Woolworths home brand milk shows identical problems to Coles. Protein levels at minimum acceptable standards, inconsistent fat content, nutritional degradation from aggressive processing designed to maximize shelf life at the expense of everything else. The ultra-pasteurization temperatures are so extreme, they're destroying not just harmful bacteria, but the beneficial enzymes and vitamins your body actually needs to digest milk properly. Number 4, A2 Milk Company. This one will upset people because A2 Milk has developed an almost cult-like following in Australia. Those light blue cartons, the promise of easier digestion, the premium positioning, people swear by it. They pay nearly double the price of regular milk, $6 to $7 for 2 liters, because they genuinely believe it's different, it's better, it's worth it. Let me be very clear about something. A2 milk is real. The science behind A2 versus A1 beta-casein protein is legitimate. Some people absolutely do digest A2 milk more comfortably, but that scientific fact doesn't mean the A2 Milk Company is delivering what they're promising you. In 2021, Choice tested A2 milk against 14 other brands for quality, nutritional content, and taste. A2 ranked middle of the pack, not premium, not exceptional, middle. For a product costing $6 to $7 for 2 liters, that's completely unacceptable. You're paying luxury prices for mid-range quality. Here's what the A2 designation actually means. The milk comes from cows that naturally produce only A2 beta-casein protein instead of a mix of A1 and A2. That's it. It says absolutely nothing about how those cows are treated, what they're fed, how the milk is processed, or what the nutritional density is. The A2 Milk Company has successfully convinced millions of Australians that A2 equals premium quality. It doesn't. It just equals a different protein structure. The processing methods used by A2 are standard commercial pasteurization. Nothing special, nothing gentle, nothing craft. The same industrial ultra-pasteurization that degrades vitamins and enzymes in every other commercial brand. If you're genuinely lactose intolerant and A2 milk helps you digest dairy more comfortably, that's fantastic. But don't confuse digestibility with quality. They're not the same thing. And here's the truly cynical part that should make you angry. The A2 Milk Company has created an entire premium market segment through marketing, not through innovation. They've convinced consumers that regular milk is somehow inferior or problematic, when for the vast majority of people, it's perfectly fine. They've manufactured a health problem to sell you an expensive solution. It's brilliant marketing. It's also exploitation. Number 5, dairy farmers. The irony of this brand name is genuinely offensive. Dairy farmers. It sounds like it's owned by farmers, produced by farmers, designed to support farmers. It's not even close. Dairy Farmers is owned by Lion Dairy and Drinks, which is itself owned by Kirin Holdings, a massive Japanese brewing and beverage conglomerate. There is not a single actual dairy farmer in the ownership structure. It's corporate branding designed to evoke trust and authenticity that simply doesn't exist. But the deception goes much deeper than misleading branding. In 2020, Australian consumer advocacy group Choice tested 15 milk brands for nutritional content, taste, and overall quality. Dairy farmers scored near the bottom of the list. Their full cream milk tested at 3.3% fat, when genuinely premium brands were delivering 3.8 to 4.0%. Their protein levels were similarly diminished. That difference might sound small. It's not. Milk fat carries flavor. It carries fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. When you reduce fat content, you're not just reducing richness, you're reducing actual nutritional value. Dairy Farmers is giving you less milk and more water, then charging you the same price as real full cream milk. The processing methods are equally concerning. Dairy Farmers uses high-temperature, short-time pasteurization, which is very effective at killing bacteria, but also destroys beneficial enzymes like lactase that help your body digest milk naturally. People who say they can drink some milk brands but not others, this is often exactly why. The processing method matters as much as the source. And let's talk about their farmer contracts. Dairy Farmers claims to support Australian dairy farmers, but their contracts are structured to pay absolute minimum rates. Farmers supplying dairy farmers report payment barely above their cost of production. When drought hits, when feed costs spike, those farmers cannot renegotiate. They're locked into contracts that force them to produce at a loss or leave the industry entirely. The brand name says Dairy Farmers. The reality is corporate exploitation. Number 6, Masters. Masters Milk appears in independent grocers and IGAs across Australia. It positions itself as the quality alternative to supermarket house brands. The packaging looks premium. The price point is higher, $3.50 to $4 for 2 liters. The marketing suggests craft dairy production and genuine farmer partnerships. It's manufactured by Australian Consolidated Milk, which is owned by Bega Cheese. And while Bega is an Australian company, Masters brand specifically exists to capture profit margins in the independent grocery channel. It's a profit vehicle, not a quality commitment. Laboratory testing reveals Masters milk is processed identically to cheaper brands. Same ultra-pasteurization, same extended shelf life focus, same nutritional degradation from aggressive heat treatment. The only actual difference is the label design and the price tag. You're paying an extra $1 per 2 liters for packaging and premium placement, not for better milk. The country of origin labeling is particularly misleading. Masters cartons display Australian made very prominently, but Australia's country of origin laws allow products to be labeled Australian made if they're manufactured in Australia from local and imported ingredients. Translation: the milk could be reconstituted from imported milk powder, processed in Australia, and legally labeled Australian made. You'd never know. And before you think that's conspiracy theory, consider this fact. Australia imports over 70,000 tons of milk powder annually. Much of it goes into manufacturing processed dairy products, but some is absolutely reconstituted into liquid milk, particularly during seasonal shortages. Those reconstituted products can be legally sold as fresh milk as long as they meet pasteurization and safety standards. Is Masters doing this? They won't say. The complete opacity around their sourcing, the premium pricing without quality justification, and the lack of transparent farmer partnerships all suggest you're paying for branding, not actual milk quality. Number 7, Norco. This is the one that will hurt because Norco is the brand Australians trust most. Australia's oldest dairy cooperative, farmer-owned since 1895. The ice cream is famous. The milk is everywhere. It genuinely feels like the ethical choice, the quality choice, the truly Australian choice. But Norco in 2025 is not the Norco of 1995 or even 2015. In recent years, Norco has been struggling financially. They've cut costs, they've reduced farmer payments, they've consolidated processing facilities. The cooperative structure technically remains, but the priorities have fundamentally shifted from farmer welfare to corporate survival. Independent testing shows Norco milk quality has measurably declined. Protein levels are lower than their historical averages. Fat content has become inconsistent batch to batch. The processing has become more aggressive to extend shelf life and reduce waste. These are the textbook hallmarks of a company prioritizing operational efficiency over product excellence. Even more telling, Norco farmers themselves have expressed concerns publicly about payment rates and contract terms. When the farmers who literally own the cooperative are complaining about their own company's practices, something has gone seriously wrong with the business model. The ice cream division is essentially propping up the struggling dairy division. Norco's premium products are subsidizing their commodity milk production, and that commodity milk sold at $3.50 to $4 for 2 liters is delivering quality equivalent to brands costing $1 less. You're paying for the Norco name and the historical reputation. You're not getting the Norco quality anymore. Here's what you need to understand. The next time you're standing in the dairy aisle at Woolworths or Kohl's, surrounded by dozens of cartons with farm fresh labels and smiling cows, remember what you learned today. Marketing is not reality. Australian made is not always genuinely Australian. Fresh does not mean nutritious. And cheap always costs someone something, usually the farmers, always the quality. Real milk comes from healthy cows, grass-fed when possible, treated with genuine respect. It's processed as gently as necessary to ensure safety while preserving what nature created. It costs what it actually costs to produce ethically and sustainably. And it tastes like milk used to taste before corporations turned dairy into a race to the bottom. Your body deserves better than nutritionally degraded white water pretending to be food. Your children deserve better than ultra-processed commodity liquid. And Australian dairy farmers, the real ones still fighting to survive, deserve better than being squeezed by supermarket monopolies while corporate brands profit from their labor. Read the labels, ask questions, pay what real quality costs, and stop funding the system that's systematically destroying Australian dairy. Which brand on this list shocked you the most? Are you still buying Pura or A2 after what you learned today? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos exposing what's really hiding in Australian supermarkets, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks for watching.